Okay, so now we're going to talk about the assignments for this lesson. And most of what you're doing is identifying the population in the sample like we did in the example above. But in this here, it says for the first one, a high school student's newspaper plans to survey local businesses about the importance of students as customer. From an alphabetical list of all local businesses, the newspaper staff chooses 150 businesses at random. Of these, 73 return the questionnaire. Your job is to identify the population in the sample. The population are all local businesses. Now, population, remember, you're talking about the keyword here is all. That's really everyone involved who you're going to apply the results to. So in this one, even though you've got this 150 throwing you off, this is going to be all local businesses for the population, because ultimately you're going to say blank percent of all local businesses feel a certain way. The sample are the 73 that actually return the questionnaire. That's where your sample is going to come from. That's where your number, your statistic will end up coming from. In number 2, it says a large retailer prepares its customers' monthly credit card bills using an automatic machine that pulls the bills, stuffs them into envelopes, and seals the envelopes for mailing. Are the envelopes completely sealed? Inspectors choose a simple random sample of 40 envelopes from 1,000 stuffed each hour for visual inspection. What is the sample and what is the population? Well, here the population is all credit card bill envelopes, all credit card bill envelopes. The sample is the 40 that they actually take from. In number 3, this is where we get a little bit into bias here. It says on this one, explain it to a congresswoman. You are on the staff of a member of Congress who is considering a bill that would provide governmental sponsored insurance for nursing home care. You report that 1,128 letters have been received on the issue, of which 871 oppose the legislation, which means go against it. I'm surprised that most of my constituents oppose the bill. I thought it would be quite popular, says the Congresswoman. Are you convinced that a majority of the vote would oppose the bill? How would you explain this statistical issue to this Congresswoman? No. People who have strong opinions tend to be the ones who provide feedback through voluntary response. This is voluntary response feedback. I believe that it would be a much higher percent than what is here that would actually be for the bill. So no, people who have strong opinions tend to be the ones who provide feedback. Therefore, she should go ahead with the bill and see what it would look like. In number 4, they ask again, what is the population and what is the sample? Here it is all artifacts. I'll let you guys read it, but it's all artifacts. All artifacts. The sample is the 2% of the artifacts that they actually sampled. And last but not least, number 5, it talks about a call-in poll, and it says over 90% of the people who called in said yes. Explain why this is most certainly bias. This is voluntary response, again, the same as this idea right here. Voluntary response bias, only people with very strong opinions are going to pay money to make an opinion known. So it's likely a lot lower yes rate than what the poll is suggesting.